Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's the Raiders going up against the Buccaneers. So let's get you over to Tampa as we say hello to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Oakland Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This will be taken short. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And Mr. Cooper, Amari, a headliner in this offensive unit.
Brandon, it's rare that you get guys so polished coming out of college. But Amari Cooper has carried himself like a pro probably since he was 6 years old. He is a terrific talent.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Carr. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. Here's Marquette King now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Taken in at the 22. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. First carry now for Doug Martin. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Tackle made by Perry Riley. Here's the offense, and highlighted as a guy who gave himself his own nickname, the Dugginator.
Brandon, you really can't nickname yourself, but if he keeps running at this level, he'll have plenty of good nicknames to choose from.
They run it again with Martin. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Malcolm Smith there for the stop. Now a play fake to Martin. Here's Winston. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Smith. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of the game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. And this is incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. throwing his car on third down. And he fires one, but incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and it's fourth down. So on fourth down, off goes Carr, and on is Sebastian Janikowski. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to air one out. And they went big on first down. Proves unfruitful.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And the quarterback won't take the snap here. This is the Wildcat look. On second down, Martin. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. And for Martin, a little underwhelming in his performance against San Diego. Got 17 carries, but 45 yards. Did have a touchdown, but only his second of the year.
But one thing you do know, Brandon, the top running backs in the NFL are like high-performance vehicles, aren't they? And Doug Martin had a setback, had the hamstring injury, still rounding into form. But they actually need him to channel what Jaquiz Rodgers did for them earlier this year. Remember, we had back-to-back 100-yard games. For them to go as far as they want to make the playoffs and maybe even beyond, they'll need that Doug Martin back, the one who can give them 100-yard games on the ground. They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first.
4th and 1. I don't think Wild Horses could have dragged that quarterback off the field. He was motioning to go for it from the start. And sure enough, it's the ground game that gets him the first down.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Winston to throw it this time. This complete to Josh Huff. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football. And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
Now this time he'll look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, Because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the...
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston taking it in. And the Bucs are able to strike for 6. And they wasted no time right down near the goal line, and they just sneak it in.
Just do what you need to do. Big guys going up front. Have the field general, the leader, just falling behind them.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. To return, it's DeAndre Washington. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time? Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Well, Charles, a lot of discussion this year from us about MVP candidates, understandably so. What about guys who maybe would be in that MVP discussion if their team was performing better?
David Johnson, the running back for Arizona, tracking for over 2,400 yards all-purpose. How about Drew Brees, tracking for another season of over 5,000 yards passing? And Luke Kuechly from Carolina. He's always in this discussion, but with his injury, that takes him out of it. But how about after he got hurt against New Orleans, the respect from everyone else in the league, the concern about his injury, that tells you about what they think of him.
First carry for Central Florida alum, Latavius Murray. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Now, Murray, he had 2 touchdown runs last week, Week 13. Actually became the first Raiders running back to hit double-digit touchdowns in a single season since Marcus Allen did it.
That's impressive because when you have your name next to Marcus Allen's, you've accomplished something. You've accomplished something in a big way. And what he has done, Murray, is taken away all concerns about whether or not the Oakland Raiders have a running game to complement Derek Carr. Now they have the 1-2 punch, and they're using it to good effect.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Here's Marquette King now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. So a change of possession here on the punt. And Tampa Bay heading back out for an offensive series. And we were talking about this before the game off air, Charles. So many injuries to this offense this year. The latest occurrence against the Chargers in Week 13, Cecil Shorts, he's now gone.
Another wide receiver hurt because, remember, Vincent Jackson, their number 2 receiver, was hurt earlier this year. So they've had to make a lot of adjustments, a lot of attention on Mike Evans, their top receiver, one of the best ones in the game. But guys like Adam Humphries have come along and given them quality play. And Jaquiz Rodgers really held the fort for them while they were waiting to get Doug Martin back.
They go play action here under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Perry Riley in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And now a 1st down following that long gain. Winston gives to the tailback Martin. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit. But his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play finished off really, really well. Well conceived, well designed, and even better executed.
Now Sims. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Back to the ground. This time it's Martin. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. They just do get the play off. Now Winston. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Jameis to throw it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Perry Riley. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. A near turnover, but the offense recovers it. Now they'll try to regroup on second. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Now Carr. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he'll get it up. Well, the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for Oakland. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. Yeah, that's perfect. 2. Davis. Deep. I got to go. Okay, and sorry about that. Didn't know Larry got cut off early. We are back and ready for the third quarter. have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Second down, Winston. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They give to Martin. And some space here. And a cutback right sideline. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. That one goes for 38 yards. And it'll give the Bucs a first down.
Here we go.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
This guy carrying the ball, your eyes are going to direct your feet, and you're hoping they carry you to the open spaces. But it's awfully difficult at times because you have so many things you have to look out for. Where's the line blocking? Where's the traffic coming from? Tough to find open spots.
Play fake to Martin. Now Jameis. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Third and long for Winston. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Roberto Aguayo out now for the Buccaneer field goal try. And Aguayo able to knock it through. And that will make our score 9-0. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or 2 shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now Carr throwing on second down. Got it complete to Crabtree. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Now, I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. And that's complete to Walford. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Carr to throw on second down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. Throwing his Carr on third down. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it in.
And the ball is knocked out. This one caught left side by Cooper. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. So out come the Bucs now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Winston now after the fumble recovery. It's caught. Humphreys. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? First down. Here's the run with Martin. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Back now in Tampa. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the fourth. They come up in an offset eye. Second down, Winston. He gets it to Humphreys. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Jameis to throw it. He was trying to get it to Doug Martin. And 4th down coming up.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Now Carr throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
From the gun now on third down. Carr, hard throw, incomplete. They were trying to get it to DeAndre Washington, and it's fourth down.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Carr, got to have this one. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Fresh set of downs here. Winston with a give to Martin. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Still 9 yards to go on third down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And Aguayo's kick is good. And that will give him a 12-point lead. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the fourth.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Carr to throw on second down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
On first down, Carr. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. One receiver to the left is Cooper. On a delay of game there, they could not get the play off in time.
Frustrating for the head coach. Frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
On second down, here's Carr. Caught left side to Crabtree. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well run route.
Throwing on first down is Carr. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw in that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
So 2nd and 10 here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Not enough sense of urgency there. Play clock hits 0.